So, in today's speech, I'm going to be talking about how the effect of music can affect your mood, which will increase your work ethic, which I strongly believe that music is linked with increased work ethic. So, I'm going to be starting off by talking about a man named James. James, he works at McAllister's, he does dishes in the back, and basically, he's just a really chill guy. He has no regrets, he's just going with the flow, doing as he pleases, but he also works at the same time. Now, James, he is from Jamaica. He listens to a ton of Bob Marley, a lot of that Rasta music, and he jams out in the back basically. He listens to music, he does the dishes, he's moving with the flow of the beat. He is also getting his work done at the same time. I believe that music is increasing his work ethic, which I have seen from my perspective firsthand, how he just moves faster with the beat. He has an increased mood and he is more willing to work with these conditions. Uh, Ironically, I have some Bob Marley stuff in my room behind me. I also support Bob Marley and I love listening to Bob Marley. So basically, this man, like I said, he has no worries. His work ethic is stable due to his behavior from the music. James, as he does dishes, it's a repeatable task. You wash dishes, you clean them, and you sort them. Now, with this up-temp beat music, I would say that Bob Marley or his Rasta music is actually it increases his work ethic dramatically. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying like if he doesn't listen to music, his work ethic is going to be bad. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that his music, with the beat of the vibe, I would say that it increases his work ethic, and that is why I picked this topic. When we were in class, we were thinking about topics about music. It was kind of a curveball because I don't know a lot about music. However, I saw James, and it kind of just came to me how listening to music can increase your work ethic. So the first topic I'm going to be talking about, which is kind of like the structure of this persuasive speech, is that music can increase your relative mood. Now I'm going to be talking about how if you're sad and depressed, you shouldn't be listening to upbeat music. I mean, you can if you want to try to increase your happiness and your mood, which is always a good thing because it helps with your physical health and your mental health. However, a study has been done by Durham University that listening to like more of a sad music, not necessarily sad music, just like a lower beat music, can increase the comfort and pleasure of the person. Which at first I was kind of confused because I was like, well, if they're sad, why would they not want to listen to more upbeat music, music that would lift them up? That is also true. You should, if you are trying to get in a better mood, you listen to that type of music. However, with this study, it has been proven that it can provide more comfort. Another person by the name of Una Ferguson noted that happiness has been linked to better physical health, more income, and a greater relationship. More satisfaction of the relationship, I would say. Basically, if you're in a better mood, you're listening to music, due to this music that you're listening to, it will increase your overall well-being. You'll be in a better mood, you'll be more likely to be nice to people, carry conversations on, you'll be more willing to do favors for other people, which in the long run can increase your, let's say, line of job or a relationship with a girl or just your friends in general. It has this overall aspect of increasing your well-being just by listening to music, which I find is crazy. Music can also be used to treat depression and anxiety in patients. I find this very helpful because if you are depressed or you have a lot of anxiety, people are just like, it's whatever. I'm not actually depressed, but I find that it's important to realize that people with this depression, it's an actual serious thing. And if music can help them treat their depression and anxiety, I say that is fantastic. something that puts people down, but something that can lift them up, I find is absolutely satisfying. Because I don't like seeing people in bad mood. Nobody does. Nobody likes to have bad days. But if a song or a beat or music can uplift them, I say go for it. Turn that up all the way as loud as you can. Jam out. I say go for it. And another part of this music to heal slash help with depressed people, sound therapy, which is basically the same thing. It has been proven to increase the mood, and a study by the American Music Therapy Association, AMTA, they have found a study that it can actually it can actually decrease the stress and pain. So they did a study where before surgery they played music and after surgery they played music. Obviously different beats due to the like the mood you're in before surgery and then the mood you're in after surgery, completely different. They found that people are more happy and are in a better mood when they listen to music. It gets them in a different mood. I wouldn't say it keeps them off track of what's like going on, but like it kind of helps them not focus on it as much, which I think is really nice because you're freaking out if you have like especially a serious excuse me a serious surgery. Like you're not gonna be wanting like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen. You're gonna be wanting to listen to some chill music that will help increase your mood, which they felt less pain, stress, and anxiety, which I find can actually be very helpful because I've gone into surgery before and I was really tweaking out, and um, I really wish I learned about this so I could use the music. However, we're going to be shifting more towards the productivity of music and how it can affect your productivity. We're going to be switching from the mood, which helps your productivity, to the music actually affecting your productivity. So the main focus I want to focus on is the Mozart Effect, which is a really common theory with music and productivity. And studies have been done that it can actually raise your IQ up to 8 or 9 points, which if music can just do that alone, then that's like taking advantage of it. That is taking advantage of the music, and I say go for it all the way. If just listening to a song before a test or something can raise your IQ, I should do that all the time, honestly. If listening to a good song or you're listening to some classical music can increase the test scores, then that is just great. That is awesome. I say go for it. I say people who do it. I've actually listened to music before, but like I've never taken a test without music and then a test with music, or like and comparing the two. However, studies have been done and they found that, which I think is great. Another thing I would like to talk about is with the use of this instrumental music, it decreases your use of energy. Now you're thinking, decreases, how does it listening to music decrease your energy? Well, when you're writing a paper and you're not listening to music, there's constantly noises in the background. You know, your phone might be ringing or people talking or just noises that can easily distract you. Well, if you're listening to music, you're listening to mostly, I support that you should be listening to only instrumental music if you're trying to do something like a test or a lab or paper, because like it'll tone out the other distractions in the background, which can be used to focus on the paper. I can't tell you how many times it's taken me hours to write just a simple paper just because I hear people in the background, my phone's going off, or just noise like that. So I would say for doing papers and such, Mozart is the way to go. However, if you're doing stuff like James, where it's just dishes, you're washing them, it's a repeatable task and such, you should be listening to music that you like to listen to. And many studies have shown that music makes you more productive and more creative. This occurs by the music triggers the release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. Excuse me if I butchered that. Which they help you feel relaxed and therefore focus better. If you're relaxed, if you're comfortable, you're going to be willing to more be you're gonna be willing more to be like in a state of relaxation and being able to focus on the topic at hand. So I've been focusing more on the music and the mood of the productivity, and I also wanted to focus on just one more thing of how music is a lifestyle, which can also increase the productivity. Which, in James' case, his religion, his music that he listens to, actually shares his culture and has actually notified people of like his culture and how they are and how like relaxed they are and how they are go with the flow. And this music, Naya Binji, it's used for ceremonies, it's used for rituals, and it only seems like music to us, but to him, this is his life. This basically summarizes his life with this music. He's been growing up, and he's probably been listening to Rasta music all his life. He goes with the flow. Bob Marley uses a lot of his music to spread his culture, which is why I think James enjoys it so much because he's been growing up with it and he just knows that like it's part of his religion, but it's also his music. He's jamming out, he's having fun, which is why I think that music can increase a religious experience, which people might take more away with music being played. Some live by the ways of the lyrics and use it in their day-to-day life. I've witnessed this firsthand. James, he's been every day. I see this man, and he's in the back. He's listening to Jamaican music, Rasta music, and he's jamming out. And that's his life. That's his lifestyle. How music affects his life. His culture is in his music, and he lives by his culture. That's how I believe that music can be a part of people's lifestyles, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it, which I think is actually pretty cool. How music can be seen as like this cultural thing when most people just think of it as, oh, I'm just listening to music. So in conclusion, the recent studies that I've researched and that have been executed, I've noticed that music can affect the work ethic being done. The Mozart Effect affects your daily life. It can really improve your test scores, your essay scores, and overall it helps you focus and be more concentrate. Music affects your mood. It affects your well-being, your physical health, your relationships with people, which I think is fantastic. And also that music can be a lifestyle. Music you can live by. It spreads your culture. It notifies people of who you are and how you are as a person. So that is my conclusion of the music versus work ethic. Mr. Torres, I hope you enjoyed, and I persuaded you guys that music is and has been led to increased work ethic. Thanks.